Welcome to Letters from America, a road trip podcast searching for the Swedish heritage within the United States. I'm your host, Martin Wern, and today I've parked the Volvo on a wonderful street in Houston, and with me in the Airstream is Anna Hammarlund Blixt, who is the General Consul of Sweden in Texas.
Correct.
Here, this time I said it reverse.
Yes,
again.
you did. Again. But it's fine. It's fine.
That was a hard word for me to say. But welcome. Why is that important? Consul General.
Well, it's the correct title for once. It's the translation of General Consul, which is the Swedish title. Here in the US, a lot of people ask, General Counsel, so you're some kind of lawyer. So that's, it's a distinction. It's not just the correct title, but it's also good to make that distinction. So I'm not a general counsel for a law firm, but I'm the Consul General in Houston covering Texas. For Sweden.
How did you end up here?
In Houston?
In this position?
Right.
What was your journey to this place?
Well, it's been a pretty long journey. So I've been a career foreign service officials. I've been a Swedish diplomat for almost 25 years. Mm. And it's not something that I had planned for. It wasn't a childhood dream to be a diplomat. I was going to be a journalist.
Oh, really?
That was my dream because I love to write. I still do, and I get to do that as a diplomat as well. But I joined the foreign service on a whim. I got an internship at the Ministry for Foreign Affairs in Stockholm, and that led to a job. And 25 years later, I'm still here.
Yeah.
And I've done a lot of things during those 25 years. That's the good thing about being a diplomat, and especially, I think, being a diplomat in Sweden.
So you've been placed in Sweden as a diplomat, but also abroad,
Yes, exactly. So I've been able to do lots of different things, working in different countries, working on different issues. And that's the thing. You have one employer, but over the span of a career, you can do so many different things. You can work on trade promotion or development assistance, humanitarian affairs, or political, or security, or administrative, consular. There's like the whole, smorgasbord of things that a diplomat can do, but you still have the same employer, the Ministry for Foreign Affairs.
But if we look at the diplomacy of that, can you, from your position or your history, describe Sweden's position in the world as a diplomat and the relations that you had as a Swedish diplomat? Because I assume it has not always been to the United States. It's been to...
Right.
Yeah.
So I've been posted to the US, to Belgium, but then I was working with NATO issues. So I didn't represent Sweden towards Belgium. And then I've been to Turkey in Ankara. And have had other jobs, doing other things back home in Stockholm. So, of course, it's different from each country and each context, what you focus on and kind of what your priorities are. And they can vary, extensively from where you find yourself in the world and on what kind of issues you work on. So it's very much context related, right? So, for instance, what I did back home before I came to Houston is very different from what I'm doing here right now in the US.
In what way?
So in Sweden for the last 4 years, I was working at the Department for Disarmament, Non-Proliferation and Export Controls. So I was working on Sweden's nuclear weapons policy.
Okay.
And that's very different from what I'm doing today.
Yes.
So I was working in multilateral affairs, United Nations, NATO. I don't do that here.
No.
Here I work in Texas.
Yeah.
I was the deputy head of a department of 25 people. Here we are 8 in total.
Oh, yeah.
When I came to work in the morning in Stockholm, I had a fair idea of what my day would look like. Here, every day is very different and full of surprises. So it kind of depends what position you're in and what job you have.
But as I'm assuming that when you have this post here, you're sort of representing Sweden.
Yeah.
And when you had other posts back in Sweden, you're sort of promoting Sweden. Is that can you tell that
we promote Swedish interests here as well?
Yeah.
Back home, I work much. You're part of a bigger organization back home, which supports the political leadership. But I was also representing Sweden in various meetings and processes and so on. But here it's much more hands-on. Back home, I could be the one, my department could be the one writing, the instructions to colleagues in New York or Brussels or whatever. Here I'm on the receiving end.
Oh, yeah.
So I kind of get those, not that I get a lot of instructions yet, because we're just getting started, but so there's a difference in whether you work in headquarters or whether you are abroad.
And that's one thing, which is also the reason why I wanted to speak to you, because what you're doing here in Texas or in Houston on behalf of Sweden is very new.
Yes.
Yeah. It's just starting up.
Yeah.
So what's that like?
It's fun.
Yeah.
Slightly exhausting, to be honest, but mostly fun.
But why do we need a general counsel here?
To me, the answer to that question is obvious. Texas is the 8th largest economy in the world. If Texas was a country...
In the world?
If Texas was a country, it would be the 8th largest economy in the world.
Okay.
Now that's pretty big.
That's pretty big.
And Sweden's GDP is almost to 50%. So half of Sweden's GDP is dependent on export. We're an export-oriented country. We need that for our, our growth, our welfare, and our security. So we need to be present where you have the big markets, right? So Texas, 8th largest economy in the world, important in different sectors like space, energy, life science, innovation. And also, it's really far to Washington. So if you want to cover Texas, it's really far. Geographically, but also culturally and mentally, it's far.
It's far.
And you get that when you're here. And if you want to be effective, it's always good to be present on the ground. I mean, the embassy in Washington, they have to cover the entire United States, except for those states where the other consulates general, the one in New York and San Francisco, that they are responsible for. But it's a lot of United States to cover. So now we are here in Texas, covering Texas. So, there's lots going on here. And therefore, we need to be present.
Everything changes. The business changes, the technology changes, and we have this prejudice almost about what your country is good at and what it's not good at. And you said that Sweden has 50% of export as a part of its economy. What is it that America or Texas feels that Sweden is good at from their perspective? What can we contribute?
What can we bring?
Today?
Lots of things. First of all, when we are here, it's, of course, easier with staff here in the state to kind of promote Sweden, whether it's, Swedish businesses or Swedish academic institutions or innovations or culture. It's always easier when you're present. In practice, what can we contribute with? A lot. When we mention that Sweden is the second most innovative country in the world, the Texans go, that's interesting. How can we collaborate?
Oh, yeah.
And Switzerland is the most innovative country in the world.
Easy.
And people tend to mix us up all the time. So, we don't, it's fine. So, so there is lots. And, when you start talking about Sweden, the fact that we are, 10, 11 million people, second most innovative country in the world, lots of, unicorns in Stockholm, lots of interesting things going on, the companies that we have, the ideas we have, Texans get interested. They're like, really? That's from Sweden?
How do you measure that, the second most innovative?
It's an international ranking. It's not
really?
Me personally.
No, I know. I'm just curious. Where
there's I can get you the quote, the source. It's an international ranking. I think it came out right before Christmas. I mean, that's the interesting thing. Before, you could say, well, Sweden, vis-a-vis a certain state, it was kind of one type of thing, right? But in Texas, there's so many things that we could be working on, because in this state, they have everything. It really is like its own country in a sense. So part of my work with my team here is to kind of map, what are the opportunities, what are the possibilities, in which sectors can we, collaborate more with counterparts in Texas? What is the Swedish offer? It's also about, attracting investment to Sweden and, talent attraction and so on. So, sure, there are things to build on. I mean, it's not like Texas has been a blind spot in the past, not at all. But there's still so much to kind of, drill down into and figure out. And it's fun, we find new opportunities and things we didn't know of basically every day.
Does it work the other way around also? That a Texan company wants to invest in Sweden and they reach out to you. So it's a two-way street in a way.
Yes. Yeah, that happens too. Although I have to say, we're just getting started. We've been here since the beginning of September. So there's a lot now of, making ourselves known, making connections, networking,
of course,
interacting, and so on.
That must be really the biggest job for you to be that networking. Yeah. Can you call it spider, like a spider in all the strings?
And the web, the spider in the web.
No, but that feels like you're controlling.
Exactly.
I didn't mean like that.
No, but in a good way.
In a good way.
Yeah. No, I mean, we're as a facilitator and, a hub.
Exactly. A hub. Yeah.
We talk quite often
where people
about
meet and people connect.
Yes, exactly.
And you're sort of in the middle of juggling all that.
That's what that's the vision we have, right? So quite often we talk about Team Sweden, the embassy or the Consulate General, and kind of if you have Swedish agencies and then other Swedish organizations and actors. And here in Texas, we work a lot with the Swedish American Chamber of Commerce and the chapters that they have. And we work with Sweden organizations like SVEA, the Swedish Women's Educational Association, Swedish Club of Houston, to kind of get the Swedish actors together and just inform each other of the things we are doing, who does what, how do we make connections, how do we pick up certain threads, how do we make, the Swedish kind of offer known to a broader public. So that, it's a lot of networking. And if we can be kind of the facilitator in that or the hub, that would be great. And that's what we're striving for.
Texas has an interesting history in the United States, as many states have, but Texas is specific because once it was its own country, the Republic of Texas. Does that make it special here, that the history of the Republic of Texas?
Yeah.
Is that something you notice when you're sort of meeting Texas?
I think so. I think so, but I have limited experience, so you'll have to take it for what it is, because I've only been here 6 months. But yes, I think so. I do feel it. There's this the fact that Texas was its own country only for 9 years, but still, that it had its independence, that is still present in the way Texas kind of looks at itself and in the relationship towards Washington. The slogans that don't mess with Texas and the Lone Star State. It's maybe not just slogans, but it also, it's a sentiment. It's kind of a I can't really find a word for it, but it is part of the culture.
Of a culture of
that we have
an identity.
We have been independent, and when I read about the history of policy and lawmaking in Texas, you can also see that there is some, back and forth and kind of a sometimes a contentious relationship with Washington, and some decisions made by Washington and the federal courts kind of being challenged on a state level. So there is this kind of, I wouldn't say conflict, not at all, but there is this part of the relationship where that is present.
The feeling I get when I am here as a visitor is that once we were a republic, and if you're not careful, we're going to be it again. You know, it's almost like that. We can manage good on our own, so don't tell us what to do. Is that not something you want to comment?
I told you when we spoke on the phone, I will only answer the questions I like.
Yeah, all right.
No, I mean,
I
don't know. I'm too new here to know and to really get a sense of it.
I wouldn't say that there's a tension, but it's something in the air that, like you said, don't mess with Texas, because we are well aware of that we can manage on our own. So just...
I mean, it's a big...
And I mean that in a good way. I mean, there's an independence. Maybe I have to cut this out.
And I mean, it's a big state. It's, a big state area-wise. It's a big state when it comes to population and the economy. And it's far to Washington.
Yeah.
So I think, every state is, of course, influenced by their history and the culture.
Yeah, of course.
But I think here in Texas, that history and culture is... one that comes out of having been independent. It's certainly something that I keep in the back of my mind when I speak to people and when I learn more about the state. Now, how much is this influencing, policies today?
On a personal note, coming here, living in a resident, to have this huge state in front of you, all the changes that it means. The short question is, what is that like?
I mean, being a diplomat is a job, obviously, but it's also a job that involves your family.
Yeah.
So I have my husband here, and I have my son here. I have my dog here. So it's not just me that's involved; it's my family. And
so you mean that it's a job that sort of employs the entire family
it does,
in a way,
because,
or engaged in family?
Yeah, because they had to move here with me.
Yeah.
Not my entire family, because our daughter is still in Sweden. She's in college. I mean, I brought them here because I have this job. So we all moved here, and in a way, I'm responsible also, not just for my job and the work I have to do as the representative here, but also for the fact that my family is here and they need to feel, that it's fun and that they like it and that they feel comfortable here. So
is that what you feel, that you're responsible for their life?
Of course, of course I do.
Okay,
I'm not sure my husband would agree that I'm responsible for his well-being, because he's an adult.
Yeah.
And it's not like
he made the choice.
He made the
you.
choice. Yeah. But it's not just me; it's my family as well.
No, but I understand what you mean.
So it's there's that kind of uprooting your family. My son from his school, from his friends, coming here in, I wouldn't say a new country, because we have lived in the United States before, but a new city, new house, new school, going back to studying in English, making new friends, finding your routines, settling in. That's a lot of work in itself. And then I have to do my day job also.
Yeah.
So to answer your very short question with a very long answer, but summing it up very shortly, it's a lot.
But in that process of starting all this up, there's never been this role that you're having now, has not existed in Texas on Swedish behalf before.
Well, there was a Consulate General in the 70s.
Oh, really?
For a short amount of time, yes. So there were a few years in the 70s, but not since then.
No.
Yeah, there was nothing. I mean, I wouldn't say that I started from scratch, because we have had wonderful honorary consuls here representing Sweden. And we still have an honorary consul in Dallas, Helene, who does an amazing job. So I'm not starting from scratch, but there hasn't been a Swedish foreign mission in Texas in a very long time. Yeah.
What's the next step in the process of doing that?
So we came in September. I started kind of 1st of September. And when me and my colleagues arrived, we had an office space, but no furniture, no Wi-Fi, no bank. And then fast forward to today, 6 months later, we have a fully functioning office. We have 4 locally employed colleagues. Actually 5 today, because we have a temporary colleague as well. And we're working.
Yeah.
We're doing almost everything that we are supposed to do. We have some limitations.
So you're up and running.
We're up and running. Yeah, we're up and running. And if I compare to today to 6 months ago, it's a totally different work environment. It's a totally different office.
If we look at the map that's on the table in front of you, so Dallas is pointed out, so we're sort of south of Dallas. Anyway.
Yeah, by the coast, or more or less by the coast, yeah.
And you're from Sweden, from the south part of Sweden?
No, I'm from Sörmland, the east coast. I'm from Trosa.
It's almost south, but south of Stockholm.
South of Stockholm, yeah, Trosa.
So if you look at the map, where is home?
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
You know, when you have lived abroad, like I have, your home is in many different places, right? So of course, Stockholm, where I live when I'm in Sweden, is home. Washington, where I spent 5 years, is home because I have so many friends. We have so many friends there still. Houston is getting to be a home. I mean, here's where I have part of my family.
But if
I'd say if you take the pen
and write your signature,
and I write my signature where my home is in one place, I guess it will have to be somewhere here between. Yeah, I guess.
And if you were to write a letter from Houston, from this house that we're parked in front now, to your home in Sörmland, south of Stockholm, to the village or the town that you think represents home for you today, what would that letter be?
And this is a question you ask everyone.
Yeah?
Everyone?
Yes.
And everyone has a really good thought-out answer.
There's no right answer and there's no really good answer. No, it's your answer.
I know, but it's an interesting question. I haven't really thought about it. I think I would tell everyone to come visit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yes. Because, well, obviously, the first reason is that we are here. Yeah. So it makes a lot of sense for them to come and visit. Do
you have a lot of family in that?
Not in Trosa. I have my parents. So there's 2.
Okay. So come and visit.
But they have been here. Yeah. And they're welcome back. No, but to friends and family and co-workers in Stockholm to come and visit, spend some time here in Texas. I don't think a lot of people have been to the state before.
No.
There's lots to see. There's lots to do. The climate is really nice.
Yes.
So that would be my wish, and I think main message. And then I would ask them to bring lots of cheese and candy in their suitcases, because that's something I miss, together with good bread. It's difficult to get good bread. My son is making a sourdough. It's part of his science project, so I have really high hopes. So let's see how it turns out.
Are you happy here today?
If I'm happy?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm happy. I mean, I'm always pretty happy.
Yeah, I can tell. There's been a lot of laughs between the takes on this interview.
Mainly because of you. I would say.
What's that supposed to mean?
You've had a hard time not laughing.
All right.
Or giggling, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, it's fun to be here, and it's been a pleasure talking to you. I wish you all the best in this new assignment.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Looking forward to meet you again.
Absolutely.
You have listened to Letters from America, a weekly road trip podcast celebrating the Swedish heritage in the United States. Produced in collaboration with the Embassy of Sweden in Washington, D.C., Volvo Cars USA, Volvo Trucks USA, and Airstream.